Whereas those who follow Vedanta, for them other proofs are also necessary, and it is there. He says, Shrutyadayaha, scripture and whatever supports the scripture, the books. That is, just like Bhagavad Gita Smriti, and from Ramayana, Bharata also we can take examples. Itihasa Purana Abhyam Vedam Upabrahmayet. That is, Itihasa is Ramayana and Mahabharata. Puranas, 18 plus 18, 36 are there. So, through Ramayana, Mahabharata and Purana, also we have to explain Vedas. That is, Shruti Adeha Vedas, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Purana have come. And then Anubhavadayascha, one's own experience. The experience should be supporting the Vedas. Whatever is told in the Vedas, that he should experience. Not that whatever comes through his experience, that he can. That's why previously also I might have told the Vedas, teaching of the master, and one's own experience should be coinciding in one line, parallel. That's why he says, for realization, scriptures alone are not the proof. So many other things also, proof is there. That he told. Why? He says, the actions that others do, it is, they should have the doership and enjoyership. That means, I wanted to do this particular ritual, I wanted to enjoy the fruits of that ritual. But here, no doership, no enjoyership. When you want to enter into Vedanta, first itself you have to remove Nishkam Bhava, no desire. So, when the ego is there, when a small desire is there, it will not become Nishkam Bhava. So, by removing the doership alone, we can do the actions without hankering for fruits. That's why here, what are the proofs? That's why he says Anubhava, experience. According to Vedas, Itihasa, Purana, and whatever your teacher have told, the master's teachings of Vedas, Purana, Itihasa, and your own experience should be one. Otherwise, you have not realized. Scriptures speaking something, your experience is something else. That's why previously also I told, don't get stuck up in rasaswada. Rasaswada. Laya, Vikshepa, Kashaya, Rasaswada. In yoga it comes. So, What is the fourth obstacle? Rasaswada. You got some experience and you think that is the complete experience. It should not be the case. Why I gave the illustration? If you want to go to 100 kilometers and you have travelled only 10 kilometers, though you are on the way, you have not reached the destination. But something you have covered. In the same way, here also some experience you are having, but it is not complete. So, what I say, don't get stuck up with rasaswada. You have to go further. That then how to know? The Supreme Brahman, which you have heard through the scriptures, the oneness, that you are contemplating, the same thing you should be experiencing, the oneness, and that oneness you should see outside also. At every moment, and each and everybody. Sarvatra sarvada. What is the rule? Sarvatra sarvada. Everywhere and every time. You should feel. You should experience. Then you have crossed over the rasaswada. Otherwise, the seeing everybody in one's own self and seeing oneself in others, it is not possible. That comes only after realization. So, for realization, so many things you have to coincide. Kartavyehe vishaye na anubhavapeksha asti. If you wanted to do some ritual, you need not experience anything. Start the ritual, do it and get the fruits. Sutyadinameva pramanam syat purushadhina atmalabhatvacha kartavyasya. So, the actions are depending on the doer, purushadhina, purusha tantra. If you want to get some results, you will be doing some actions. Dasharatha did Putrakameshti yaga. Rama did Aswamedhi yaga. Dharmaraja did Aswamedhi yaga. So, if that is all, whatever scripture says that you are doing. But there ends the matter. You need not experience the fruits in the beginning. You will be passing away, actions also will be dissolved, and you will be leaving the body. Afterwards you will go and enjoy the fruits. That is Purusha Tantra, depending on the individual, and support Vedas. That's why the Purvamimamsaka says the complete Veda is telling only rituals. Ishvara is not necessary and no realization. What is your realization? Going to heaven is our realization. That much. Up to this, we have finished. Kartum akartum anyatha va kartum shakyam laukikam vaidikancha karma. Morning also we told, we can do it, we need not do it, and we can do it in a wrong way, anyatha. Shakyam laukikam vaidikancha karma. Both the relative works, relative actions, as well as the rituals enjoined by the scriptures, these three things are there. You can do it, you need not do it, you can do it in a wrong way. Yathas Ashvena Gachati is riding the horse, is walking, or else is not going. See, three: kartum, akartum, anyatha kartum. For that, he has given three examples. One is going by horse, is going by walk, is not going. Like that. Tatha and vikalpa is there. Vikalpa, option. Option is there. What is the option? Atiratre shodashanam gruhanati, natiratre shodashanam gruhanati. Now he says, Atiratra is one of the yajnas, or havan. So, that is in the beginning, when you touch a particular part called Shodashinam, Shodashi. What is the name of the part? Shodashi. So, when you are doing that particular havan, in the beginning, when you touch it, whenever the Shodashinam comes, you have to touch it. In the beginning, you have not touched it, you need not touch. So, vikalpa is there. Why? It is depending on a particular individual. He can do it, he need not do it, because option is there. And in the same way, now, aharahar sandhyam upasita. That means, a Brahmin, a Kshatriya and a Vaisya, after putting the thread, every day, besides Gayatri Mantra, he has to do Sandhya Vandan. That is, for the mains, for the gods, offering little water with the chanting. So, there in the beginning, when you are starting, there is an option. Udite juhoti, anudite juhoti. He is doing Sandhya Vandan before the sunrise. Or he is doing the Sandhya Vandan after the sunrise. That is left to him. But the first day he will be doing before sunrise, and next day after before sunrise will not do. So, option you select. So, after selecting, all through life you have to do in one way. That means selection is yours. Before sunrise or after sunrise. Option is there. Whichever you want, you select, and accordingly you have to, all through you have to do it. That is called Udite Juhoti, Anudite Juhoti. Iti vidhi pratishedasya atra arthavantasyuhu. So, in actions, there is injunction and a negation. These things are there. Vidhi pratishedasya atra arthavantasyu. Atra in the actions. Vikalpa upasarga apavadasya. Vikalpa is option, and utsarga is the general rule, and apavada is exemption. So, three things are there in actions. But here you cannot do like that. I will do for some days, I will not do for some days. Vikalpa, no vikalpa. And then general, no, whoever is staying in the Bahamas, everybody should come to the ashram. General, nobody will come. And apavada, all right, few can meditate, few cannot meditate. All others should meditate and few can meditate, and these people cannot meditate. These things will not go here. Where? In the knowledge, in the Jnana Yoga, or for realization. This general and option you understand? Huh? So there is a general rule. What is the general rule? Everybody should come to this satsang in the evening. But Swarupanji need not come. When everybody says, in everybody, Swarupanji is included. But an option is there. It is up to, left to his will. That is called general and option. Natu vastu evam naivam asti nasti iti va vikalpite. So, why option is not there? He says, the consciousness, which is Atman, and which you call Brahman, is it like this? It is not like this. It is something else like that. You cannot tell. What is there, that is there. Consciousness, consciousness. All pervading, all pervading. Oneness, oneness. That's all. No option. In Atman. Nastiti va vikalpyate. Vikalpanastu purusha buddhyapeksha. The options are told considering the intellect of the human beings. Purusha buddhi. Na vastu yathatma jnanam purusha buddhyapeksham. So, what consciousness is there, it is there as it is. In that, you cannot utilize your intelligence. No, it can be like this, it can be like that, it cannot be like that. That is why he is refuting all the disputants. Why he has to dispute? Huh? He can nicely eat and sleep in his room. Why you should go to dispute and dispute? Because there is no option in the Brahman. But that's why he told so many opponents, disputants, they are telling differently. That in the beginning itself he told, when so many commentaries are there, why again you are writing another commentary? Then he told, there the convictions and the notions are differing about oneself. So, if the aspirant follows their path, he will be losing the aim. That's why for aspirants, real aspirants should get their aim. They should realize. For that, I am writing this commentary. Kintarhi vastu vastu tantrameva tat. Then you are telling vastu means a substance, but here it is called an existing thing. Why you are telling this whole Vedanta is depending only on the consciousness? Vastu is here only consciousness. It cannot be changed, it cannot be like that, it cannot be like this. Why you are telling? If you want, Kimtarhi, after Kimtarhi, you can put the question mark. That is, Vastu Tantra meva tat. In an existing part, you cannot tell, seeing the part is here, part is not there, part is a cloth. You cannot tell. Can you decide like this? Then everybody thinks that you are out of mind. So, options cannot be there when a thing is there. Nahi Sthanau ekasmin sthanurva purusho anyo va iti tattvajnanam bhavati. The actual knowledge on a stump you understand? Huh? What he has given here? Huh? Here. So, he says, Sthano va ekasmin sthanurva purushova. It is a stump. Then there cannot be any option whether it is a stump or a man. What is the real knowledge? It is a stump. Stump is a stump. That's all. Pot is a pot. Pot is not a cloth. Pot is there, it is there. Yeah, I am seeing direct perception. So, that is called Vastu Tantra. That is, Vastu means actually, we can say, an object also. But here, we are not talking about an object. We are talking about the consciousness. So, you cannot tell consciousness is there. Just like Charvaka, consciousness is not there. And it belongs to the body and senses like that, you cannot tell. No vikalpa. So for this much, we are going to the English. In the inquiry into Brahman, these Shrutis, etc., are not the only means of knowledge. First he told inquiry into Brahman. So, for this, the scriptures alone are not the proof. Others also is there. As is the case with the inquiry into Dharma. For doing actions, only one proof is there. That is Vedas. But Shrutis and the rest coupled with realization. So, Shrutis and the rest. What are the rest? I told. Ramayana, Mahabharata and Puranas. But here one difficulty comes. Whatever portion described by the Vedas, that much portion you have to take from Ramayana and other things. Not all unnecessary stories. Has
to be
relevant. There they say, in Mahabharata, so much of Vedanta has been written by Vyasa. Nobody reads, nobody follows. So, as a Vedanti, whenever a particular portion comes, which is relevant to that in both Ramayana, Purana, Bhagavad, that much you can explain. So, what is the rule? He says, Itihasa Puranabhyam Vedam Upabrahmayet. You have to explain the Vedas, taking the support of Itihasa and Purana. But while telling Ramayana or Mahabharata, you should not tell this has been told in the Vedas. You should not tell that what I am telling about the Ramayana is in Vedas. Whatever is in Vedas, for that you should take the support of Puranas and Ramayana. See, so much of logic there in the whole world. But how much logic you will take? Whichever supports the Vedas. Not every logic. Every Tom and Dicky will be telling some logic and you will be bringing that into the Vedas. That should not be the case. So, in the same way, most of the people are there. I feel very sorry for them. They explain Mahabharata, they explain Bhagavata and they explain Ramayana, and while telling that these things have been told in the Vedas. That is not the way. First, whenever you want to explain Ramayana or Mahabharata or some Purana, you should take this support from Vedas in the beginning. Dharmam chara. You have to follow the rituals or dharma. How to follow? Show the life of Rama and Dharmaraja. Satyam vada. You have to speak truth. How? Take the Harishchandra story. And then asango hi ayam purushaha. The Atman is not attached to anything. Then tell the story of Prahlada. So, whatever sentence you take from the Vedas, that you have to explain through Itihasa and Purana, but not vice versa. Taking something from Purana, this has been, many will be telling, because everybody knows Vedas are proof, and nobody has studied Vedas. But simply the speaker says, oh, this is told in Vedas also. That should not be the case. But the Shrutis and the rest coupled with the realization, you see, Shrutis and the rest coupled with realization are also the means as warranted by the occasion. For the knowledge of Brahman culminates in realization, and its object is the entity that already exists. What is realization? That which is already existing. You are not bringing something from outside. You are Atman. You are immortal bliss. So, whenever Swami Sivanandaji writes letters to the devotees, what he writes? Blessed Atman, immortal Atman. He addresses. Whom he is addressing? Devotees. How he is addressing? Immortal Atman, blessed Atman. So this you can understand as per the teachings of the Vedas. He is telling. If a thing is to be acquired, the question of realization does not arise. You see, if you want to acquire a thing, then realization about that is not necessary. You want money, so you have realized already I have acquired so much money. After acquiring, you will be knowing I have acquired so much of money. So, and now you are doing a ritual to go to heaven. Has anybody phoned to you who had been to heaven? I am safely reached there. So, I am quite happy here. So, you come here. Nobody phones. No WhatsApp. No messenger from Swarga. So, here you see, experience is not necessary for rituals. You simply depend on Vedas, do the rites and go to heaven. That's all. That means you are having so much of faith, Shraddha in the rituals. That's why you are doing. And ritual has gone with winds. It has gone with winds. You are also gone. But you feel that after dying I will go to heaven. Why? Because Vedas told. So, experience will be afterwards for rituals. The question of realization does not arise. For in that case, the Shrutis etc. are the authority. For rituals, what is authority? Only Shrutis are the authority. Moreover, that which has to be accomplished depends on man. Purusha Tantra. What you want to acquire, that is depending on the person. If he is having a desire to acquire that particular thing, then he will do. Otherwise he will not do. You cannot tell me, see, because it is told in the Vedas, if you follow this ritual, everybody will be going to heaven. Do you think everybody will follow you? Nobody. Nobody will follow. That means it is depending on a particular individual. Those who want, they will do. For instance, one can go, Vedic rites can neither be done. See the conventional and Vedic rites. Conventional, relative, and the Vedic rites can either be done or not be done or done otherwise. Three things are there. How? He is giving illustration. For instance, one can go on horseback or by walking or not go at all. That is depending on the individual. Similarly, we come across passages such as, at the Atiratra he takes the Shodashi. Where is the footnote? Funnel for filling the Soma juice. You see? Shodashi. That is a funnel. At the Atiratri he does not take the Shodashi. He says, it is left to you. If you want, you take it. If you don't want, option is there. Don't take it. And he offers the oblation after sunrise. He offers the oblation before sunrise. That is left to him. But when once he decides, he should not go like this. Straight. If before sunrise you have started, daily do before sunrise. After sunrise you have started, daily do after sunrise. But the first day option is there. You can select it. Injunctions and prohibitions, options, omissions and exemptions such as these are admissible in the case of a thing to be accomplished. So, if somebody wants to accomplish something, injunctions are there, prohibitions are there. See, prohibitions, I am telling. Barhi rajatam na deyam. Barhi rajatam na deyam. When you are doing a yajna or yaga, it is called barhi. Rajatam na deyam. Whenever you are doing yajna, you should offer so many things to so many people. The pandits as well as the visitors, those who are observing the yajna. So, he says, in particularly Barhi yajna, don't offer silver to anybody. Barhi nare so rodit. Why? One who has given the silver, he was always weeping only, completely with sorrows. That means prohibition. So, whenever there is injunction, in that prohibition also is there. And options, as you see, omissions, if you are not willing to go to heaven, give up. Hmm? Come to Bahamas and have yoga. And exemptions such as these are admissible in the case of a thing to be accomplished. So when you want to do an act, you can have all these things, but with regard to a substance, it is not possible to have an option such as it is so, it is not so, it is not.
What Sanskrit word you are using for
Substance?
substance?
Vastu tantra. But actually, see, in the relative world, we use a substance which is existing and it is possessing some qualities also. A substance without qualities cannot be there, and the qualities cannot stay without the substance. They are interrelated. But in the consciousness, if we do say substance, but there are no qualities, no form. So that's why I told Atman or consciousness we can use here. But in Shastra it is used Vastu Tantra. Vastu means a thing. Or else you can say the thing that is existing alone. You can use. These various options are dependent on the notions of man. But the knowledge of the true nature of everything does not depend on man's notion. That's why whoever is telling about the Atman, like this, like that, they are all refuted. On the contrary, it depends on the nature of everything itself, nature of consciousness. Seeing a stump, if one says it can be a stump or a man or something else, it does not constitute the knowledge of the reality of the thing. Stump is a stump, pot is a pot, man is a man. You cannot tell man, oh woman, come here. He will get angry in the relative plane. So, man is a man, pot is a pot, a thing is a thing. You cannot change, but it is not so in the actions. That is it. Little Sanskrit. Tatra purusho anyo vaiti mithya jnanam. When in the night you have seen a stump, then you thought somebody is staying there. You see, you are all having some experience, I suppose. When you go in the war, you will be almost entering the enemy's border. But two things you will be doing there, camouflage and concealment. So, the other enemy thinks, oh, this is a tree, not a man. Then you shoot him. So, what is there? He will be mistaking a man as a stump because he is taking some leaves here and there and some puts, all these things. Because we got all the training, you see. In our 12th class, some emergency was there, emergency training. Whoever a college student was caught. And 1 month they gave the training, intensive training. Be prepared. Whenever we call, you should come to the war. All right. So all these things, doing so much of drill and so much of theory and so much of firing, all these things they taught us. In that it comes. That's why you know. Because you all go to the war, you will be knowing. Army. From there only I am telling.
Not everyone has seen the action.
No, but they do teach. Hmm? Hmm. On the contrary, it depends on the nature of thing itself. So, it is nature. Seeing a stump, if one says it can be a stump or a man or something else, it cannot be. If you say the stump is a man, then it is an appearance, you are ignorant of the stump. When you are ignorant of the rope, you say it is a snake. But here you see, whenever we superimpose the two things, we make one. So, here what you have done? You are mistaking the stump as the man or man as the stump. But only if you have only stump is there, you should have the stump, knowledge of the stump. So, here it says, Badhayam Samanadhikaranam. That means, on the stump, which you have superimposed as the man, it can be removed. Though both the things you feel one because of mistaken knowledge, but afterwards, when you go near and see, in the night you have seen a stump and you have mistaken that as a man. A thief is standing there. So, immediately you have entered into the room and bolted the door. But when you saw in the morning, oh, it is a stump, it is not a man. Now you are having the clear knowledge of the stump. So what he says, a stump is a stump, it cannot be a man. That is the knowledge. In the same way, Atman is Atman, it cannot be something else. But if you feel it is something else, it is a mistaken knowledge, appearance. Mithya jnanam. Anyas knowledge, he says, Sthanureviti tattva jnanam vastu tantratvat. Why? It is regarding a substance. Stump is a stump. Evam bhuta vastu vishayanam pramanyam vastu tantram. So whatever is existing, for that the valid proof is there that it depends on the particular object only. Bhuta means that a thing that which is already existing. In the same way, the Atman is already existing. So, it is Vastu Tantra, depending on the substance. Substance here, Atman. Tatra evam sati brahma jnanam vastu tantrameva bhuta vastu vishayatvat. So the knowledge of Brahman is also depending on a substance, something like Atman. That's why I say existence of the Atman. Nanu bhuta vastutve brahmana pramanantara vishayatvam iti Vedanta Vakya Vichara Anarthika eva prapta. See, if a pot is there, everybody knows it is a pot. Like that, if a thing is there, like Atman, everybody knows. Then why you have written such a big book? To break our heads? If a thing is there, everybody knows. You are telling Bhuta Vastu, the object that is already existing. That existing thing, everybody knows. Part is a part, everybody knows. Then what is the use of bringing so much of Vedanta, scriptures, opponent, this thing, that thing, reading, studying, all these things, why? You can also sleep well, I can also sleep well, eat and sleep. So that is the opponent is asking question. Because in the Adhyasa Bhashya, Lord Shankaracharya has given the answer. Answer he has given. Thing is only one, but disputants are having so many notions about that, so many convictions. So we have to determine what is that particularly, what is that. For that, the inquiry into the Vedanta is necessary. Out of these, the impressions of it as a man or something else constitutes erroneous knowledge. The conception of it as the stump itself is the real knowledge, for it agrees with the true nature of the thing. Such being the case, it is on account of the knowledge of an existing thing being dependent on the thing itself that the knowledge of Brahman too depends on the entity, Brahman itself. So, the knowledge of Brahman depends on only Brahman only, not anything. Then he says, when Brahman is an existing entity, is it not through some other means knowledge that she should be ascertained? Hence, a discussion on the Vedanta passages is meaningless. That is the apparent. Now he says, is it not through some other means knowledge that it should be ascertained? That means he says, we are having 6 valid proofs. So, through something or other we will get the knowledge. No, not necessary to discuss Vedanta. That is the question. So he is giving the answer. Page 23, first pair of Sanskrit. Na indriya avishyatvena sambandha agrahanat. You see, whenever you see a thing in the relative plane, your eyes are having contact with a particular object. Then only you say, I have seen the thing. I have seen such and such a thing. But in this case, it is not having any form and it is not having any qualities, but still it is existing. So people are confused. Indriya avishetvena. Agrahya, it is told in the scripture, agrahya. That is, with the senses of action, you cannot grasp. In say as well as the sense organs, you cannot grasp. You cannot grasp even with the mind. So, indriya means all 11 senses you can include here. Indriya avishayatvena. Vishaya means previously explained. An object. What is an object? An object towards which you are having a desire. An object is called Vishaya. Why it is called Vishaya in Sanskrit? The root verb is Shriya Bandhane. Root verb Shriya Bandhane. Bandhan means bondage. Visheshena badhanati ti vishayaha. Whichever object you are attached, it nicely binds you to the world. That is why it is called a Vishaya. Why an object is called an object Vishaya? So when you are attached to a particular thing, it nicely binds you to the relative world. That's why it is called Vishaya. But the Atman is not a Vishaya. Indriya Vishayatvat. You are having only 11 senses, not a 12th one you are having to grasp, which is not having any form or qualities. So, with these 11 senses, you cannot grasp it. Indriya avishayatvat. So,
What is the 11th one?
mind? That did I told. sambandha agrahyam. So, there will be no connection with the senses and the Atman. The moment you are having a connection, it is superimposition. So, we already know there are 10 types of superimposition. That is, objects cannot enter into the Atman. Atman will not enter into the objects. Mind is an object. Mind is matter. So, no connection with the mind. That's why you cannot grasp it through the senses. Swabhavato Vishaya Vishayani Indriyani Na Brahma Vishayani. By nature, all your senses, they are attached to the objects. If it is an object, then only your senses can perceive, can have the experience. But this is such a thing. It is not an object for the senses. Na Brahma Vishyan. By nature, all the senses are attached to some object. Swami Shivanji Maharaj says, a man cannot meditate for a long time. What illustration he has given? You see, some people are meditating on the Ganges side. At best, 1 hour or 2 hours they will meditate. Afterward, they start playing with the pebbles or throwing the pebbles in the water. Why? He says, mind wants to change. Without change, without the object, it cannot. And this is not an object. The Brahman, your own self. That is why, na Brahma Vishayani. All the senses are having their own objects. But this is beyond the senses. Sati Indriya Vishayatve Brahmana idam Brahmana Sambadham Karyamiti Griheta. If at all, if it would have been connection, the Atman with an object, then we would have told, you see, this is having the connection with this particular object, so this is Brahman. We cannot say like that. Karyamatramevatu gruhyamanam. But we can see the effect of the Brahman. That is creation. See, where from the creation has come? In the relative plane, we are attached to this relative plane. So, this is the effect that in the aphorism he told, where from this whole universe or world has taken birth and existing and dissolves. That is Brahman. So what you are seeing the cause or the effect? Effect you are seeing. Where is the cause? Without cause there will be no effect. So we infer that cause is there. See, you will not be able to see the cause because it is beyond the senses. But we can infer that seeing the cause, seeing the effect, a cause is there. So we are inferring. Ki manyena kenachidva sambandhamiti na sakyam nishchetum. We cannot determine that it is having a connection with a particular thing or not. We cannot decide about the Brahman. And we already studied, we understood that objects cannot enter into the Brahman and Brahman will not be entering into the objects. If it is not object, where is the place for the objects? Answer. See, What I have asked? I am telling objects cannot enter into the Brahman. And Brahman cannot enter into the objects. Only one Brahman is there. Then where are the objects? The mind, of course, it is superimposed. It don't exist. That's why, you see, the snake is an apparent snake. After appearing, it is not entering into the rope, or the rope is entering into the snake. It is only an appearance. In the same way, then only we can conclude that Brahman alone exists. Other things are not existing because of appearance. Otherwise, that is also there, this is also there, then you will be lost. So there was a big competition in the court of Janaka. So he started asking. What? He is asking, so many rishis are there, and so many scholars are there. So he has asked, which is real? The waking state is real or the dream state is real? Nobody could answer. Then Ashtavakra comes, that is also not real, this is also not real. You are correct. See, what is the question? Whether waking state is real or the dream state is real. Which is real? Ashtavakra says, none of them are real. In the same way, here he says, because the Brahman is not having any connection with anything, whatever we see, it is only an appearance, then they are unreal. Tasmat janmadi sutram na anuman upanyasartham. So, the opponent has put a question in the middle. We are inferring Ishvara, you are also inferring Brahman. So you are following us. He says, Chityankaradikam sakartakam karyatvat ghatavat. We are inferring that Ishvara is there. Whatever is prepared, whatever is taking birth, for that an instrumental cause should be there. That is Ishvara. So in the same way, where from this existence and the creation and dissolution are there, that is Brahman. You are also inferring. Then he says, Tasmat janmadi sutram na anumanu panyasartham. So this second aphorism is not for inference. Then kim tarhi Vedanta Vakya Pradasyanartham Yeto Vaimani Bhutani Jayante Yena Jatani Jivanti Yat Pretyabhisam Visantiti. From there, this all world has been created, where it is existing, where it is dissolving, to show particular Vedanta Vakya, this Vakya, this aphorism is prepared, not for inference. Not for inference. That's why previously what we have discussed, Satkaryavada. The effect is there already in the cause. So, we are not inferring. Then, what you are doing? We are supporting the Vedanta Vakya.
Swamiji says the effect pre-exists in the cause. Swamiji refers to the material cause.
Both.
material chord and in the instrumental chord.
Then only we can prove Brahman. Only one thing alone exists.
So when we apply Satkarya Vada in relation to Kataksha Lakshana, we say that Satkarya Vada applies for both the material and the instrumental chord.
Only Atma Sadeva Swami Damagra Asit. How he has started the instruction for Svetaketu? Sadeva Swami Damagra Asit. Only that alone was existing. Bahusyam Prajayeya. That it wanted to become many. So, that one which is existing, from that which we call as the material cause as well as the instrumental cause, from that only everything has come. That is why here, in the end, because now here he is talking about the creation. That world has been created, it is existing, it dissolves. That's why we are telling here Tatastha Lakshana. But towards the end, Anandadhyeva khalvimani bhutani jayante, Anandena jatani jivanti, Anandam pratyavisham vishanti. In the end he says, it is only bliss. From the bliss everything has come out. In the bliss it is staying. In the bliss it is dissolves. Then, do you find everywhere, every time bliss in the world? No. That's why there we say Swarupa Lakshana, Ananda. Existence and bliss absolute.
Aphorism 2, it's not the inference.
It is not inference, that he says.
I didn't understand what is the proof, but why is it not inference?
Because it is supporting the scriptural sentence. Yato vai mani bhutani jayante, that we have already read. Because it is taken from the Vedanta sentence, not as an inference. Because, you see, in your mind only inference is moving. That's why you see only inference. What you eat, that you belch. Previously also we told. So, if the opponent is a liar, a logician, so for him only inference. And he is not going to the Vedanta Vakya. And this proponent always thinks of the Vedanta and Vedanta Vakya. That's why. But in reality, in the beginning itself we have discussed all these aphorisms are completely depending on the Vedanta sentences. So, the opponent and the proponent both are telling only Vedanta Vakya. Whatever the sentence the opponent takes, there seems to be some differences. That was refuted by the proponent. You will be seeing all the Vakyas, he will take some particular Vakya. So, why can't we give the meaning like this? First, that's why we should know the context, Sangati, where from it has started in the Upanishad. What is the Upakrama, what is the Upasamhara, and what it is telling. So, reference to the context, that is called Sangati. Then, what is the doubt? What is the subject matter? Then comes the opponent. Afterwards comes the proponent. So, when you are telling a particular sentence from the Vedas, first you should know the context, the topic under discussion, and then the topic and the context. Both are different things. And then, what is your doubt here? He says, why can't we take like this? Why in one place, he says, 5 options he gives. Why can't we take like this? Why can't we take like that? Then it is the duty of the proponent to prove no. It is only about Ishvara or Brahman, nothing else. So it is only, see, completely depending on the logic. Logic for argument, not the logic of logicians. Logic, here, you see, because it has started there like that, that thing is repeated here, and it proves that only. So, one thing mainly you have to remember whenever you are studying Brahma Sutras, that every sutra somewhere or somehow are connected with Brahman. Bas. Let the opponent talk whatever bhash he wants. Don't worry what he is talking. So, you should have that predetermination in your mind that we are discussing about Brahman. Then it will be easy to understand. What the proponent talks, he says, it must be prana, or it must be jiva, or it must be something else. Why it should be Brahman? It is not Brahman. Like that he says. And he also gives the proof. For each sentence, whatever he talks, a proof is there. Because it is a sentence from Vedas. But while making the meaning, he misunderstands. Kim punastad vedanta vakyam yas sutreniha lilakshaishitam. What you want to denote, which is that particular sentence? You are telling this is not inference. Then, what is the scriptural sentence? Then he says, Bhrugur vai varuni varunam pitram upasasara adihi bhagavo brahmeti. So this is starting. Varunihi varunam pitram upasasara. Varuni is the father. Bhrugu is son. So Bhrugu approached his father. Let me know about the Brahman. Please instruct me about the Brahman. Adihi bhagavo brahmeti. What is this Brahman? Please let me know. Who has asked? The son has asked the father. This is the starting. So, in this, what you have to remember, what the question he has asked, he asked about Brahman. So, answer will be about Brahman only, not something else. So, this you should keep in mind. Iti upakramya yato va imani bhutani jayanti yeni jatana jivanti yat prayante abhisham vishanti tad vijijñāsasva tad brahmeti. Where from this world has been created, where it is existing, where it is dissolving, that is Brahma. So this is starting. And starting, taking it granted, taking into grant that the relative world has come out from the Brahman. Now, tasya nirnaya vakyam. This is Bhrugu will be going to the father many times. First, when he says, where from all this is existing, coming, taking birth, he says from food. Food. Annadhyeva khalvimani bhutani jayante. Annam brahmeti vijayanat. Then prana, then buddhi, then mind, then Ananda. So, finally it goes to Ananda. Then he remembers. Every time, whenever he goes, he never says, first thing he has told, where from all this creation has come, where it is existing, where it is, that is Brahman. No. Tapasa Brahma Vijijnasasva. You contemplate on this and try to know yourself. I have come to you to know from you. And you say, you meditate and realize. Otherwise, you see, even if the father says, it will become difficult for him to understand. If he understands himself by the experience, that will be easy. That's why whenever he comes, tapasa brahma vijijnasasva, go and do austerity, go contemplate and know. That's all. Then finally what he says, Anandadhyeva khalvimani bhutani jayante anandena jatani jivanti ananda pratyabhisam vishanti. So from the bliss, everything has been created, in that it is existing, in that it is dissolving. Anya anyapi evam jatiyakani vakyani. So in Vedanta, giving the same meaning, like that if other sentences are there, Suddha Buddha Mukta Swabhava Sarvagya Swarupa Karana Vishayani Udahartavyani. So those sentences also you have to take into the meaning. It is pure, it is full of knowledge, it is liberated, that is its nature, it is all-knowing, and that is its form. So, Karana Vishayani Udahartavyani, Swarupa Karana Vishayani. That means all these sentences are giving the form of the cause of the creation. So, all these things also you have to explain like this. Now he has asked, what is the use of enquiring all the Vedanta passages? Then he told, no, Brahman is not comprehended as having any connection with the object of senses. By nature, the sensory organs have only external things as their objects, not Brahman. If Brahman were to be an object of the senses, it would have become known that such and such a thing is connected with it. But what is known is just the effect. So what we know about Brahman? We know about the creation, nothing about cause. So, but how we got this idea? By reading scriptures. It is not possible to decide whether it has connection with Brahman or with anything else whatsoever. Therefore, this sutra, from which proceed the origin of the universe, etc., is not meant to discuss inference. Then what? It is meant to set forth the Vedanta passages. So to prove the Vedanta passages, it has been proved. Which is the Vedanta passage that is pointed by the sutra now mentioned, from where this creation has come? That Bhrugu, the son of Varuna, approached his father and said, "O revered sir, instruct me about Brahman." The father replied, seek to know that by yourself, by thyself, from which all these beings are born, by which they live after being born, to which they proceed, and to which they enter. This is Brahman. Now follows the passage setting forth the sense of it. Finally, verily from bliss. Now he says, Ananda is not telling. He says bliss. Because we say existence, knowledge, bliss, absolute. So, that bliss in the sense, it is not Anandamaya Kosha. The absolute bliss you have to take. From bliss all these beings are born, from bliss they live after being born, and to bliss they proceed and become absorbed into it. See, but very few know where from you have come. Nobody says, I am coming from bliss. Where you are going. Similarly, all other passages which declare the Lord that is eternal, pure, intelligent and free to be the origin of universe are also to be cited here. So, in this way, we have completed this second aphorism. Third we will try to complete. Otherwise we will learn what is there. What?
Swamiji was joking that we are going to study also the philosophy. I said we can do it at night.
Night no satsanga will be there. So, you see, here, this aphorism is explained in two ways. We are, with great difficulty, we are able to understand one way. And you are telling this aphorism can be explained in two ways. And only one word is there, Shastra Yonitva, that is one word. Only one word. And with one word, how you are going to explain? That is why we need the commentary. Now he says, now you told the Creator, the Ishvara, is all-knowing. Creator is all-knowing. So, in the first one, we say that Brahman is all-knowing. How you are telling? Because he is the cause for creating all the Vedas. You have told that Brahman is the creator and is all-knowing. Sarvagya, one word you have used. How is that? And then he says, because he has created all the Vedas. He is created in the sense that it has come out of the inhalation and exhalation of Brahman. Exhalation of Brahman. That means the Vedas are not different from Brahman. Whenever creation is there, he just remembers them. Yatha puram akalpayat. As it was in the previous creation, so now. So, they are not created. They are coming out from Brahman. And the Vedas are full of knowledge. Because the Vedas are not different from Brahman, or the Vedas have manifested from Brahman, in that itself it is told that he is Sarvagya. And you see, now in the relative plane, a grammarian is there. Just like take Panini, the big grammarian. So, whatever he writes in the grammar, He cannot put whatever stuff is there in the mind, he cannot put in writing. You will be thinking so many things. You want to write an essay on a particular subject. You will be thinking so much, but everything you cannot put into paper. That means a limited knowledge only you can write. Understood? In the same way, the Brahman, from which all the Vedas have come out, is having some more knowledge also, which has not come out from him, which is not in writing. That's why we say Sarvagya is all-knower. See. And so, what is the second thing about this? The aphorism is Shastra Yonitvat. The Brahman is the cause for the Vedas. Shastra Yonitvat. And what is that? Through Vedas only, you will be knowing the Brahman. After reading Upanishads only, you know what is Brahman. Without reading Upanishads, what you know? You don't know. That's why Veda Shastram Dwara Gamyam Avutala Brahma Itra Pramana Gamyamo. Then what is the second version? Because you can know Brahman through Vedas alone. No other valid proof is there to know the Brahman. So, Vedas are the proof for the Brahman. And that Brahman is all-knowing. So, these are the two different versions he is going to prove. Now, I think he is giving for the first version, he is giving all the 5 things. So, what is the contest? For the whole world, that we say for creation of the world, Brahman is the cause. Then the opponent says, you see, Vedas are eternal. The creator Brahman has come afterwards. Vedas are eternal. So, Brahman cannot be the cause for the world. He cannot be a Sarvagya, all-knower. See, how the opponent putting the question? You are telling, because the Vedas have come out of him, he is all-knower. But we know Vedas are eternal. Now how can you say that afterwards Brahman has come? They are eternal even before the creation of the Brahman, Vedas are there. So Brahman is not all-knower. That is the first one. So, he says, the Vedas we know in the relative plane also. So, Vedas are refuting I am telling. The Brahman is not all-knower. Why? Vedas were existing before the creation and Brahman was created afterwards. He has created the world. He was the creator of the world, but he has come afterwards. Before that, Vedas were there. So one who has come afterwards, how can he have all the knowledge of the previous things? For refutation, he says, so Brahman is not all-knower, he is not Sarvagya, he says. Then, now, what is the subject that you are going to discuss here? He says, who is the writer of Vedas? Or who is the creator from whom they manifested the Vedas? That is the subject matter here. Because, you see, you are telling the Vedas are eternal. So Brahman was created afterwards. That's why he cannot be a Sarvajna. Then we have to decide who has created the Vedas, from whom the Vedas are manifested. So that is the subject matter of this Adhikarana first. So, whether Brahman is the manifestator of the Vedas or somebody else, that is the doubt. Then the opponent says, Vachadi Rupa Nityaya. There is a particular quotation. It comes in Veda. There, what is the meaning? They are praising the gods. Vachadi Rupa Nityaya. That means telling that the Vedas are real even before they were existing, and in that it has come, they are praising the gods, which is eternal, which opponent is telling Vedas are eternal. In that the praise of gods have come. So, we say that the Vedas are eternal, so the Brahman is not the manifestator of the Vedas. That is the opponent. Then the proponent says, no, the manifestator of the Vedas is Brahman alone. It has come out from the inhalation and exhalation. It has come. Then you say, Vedas were manifested through Brahman, through inhalation, exhalation, that you are telling. Then how can you say Vedas are eternal? We know the Vedas are eternal. You see, whatever is created in this, manifested in this particular period or yuga or kalpa, so in the previous kalpa also Vedas were like that only. Not even a single letter is changed, but it has come out of the Brahman. That is why we say it is eternal. How it is eternal? The same thing is coming from cycle after cycle. It is not changing. But when the cycle starts, kalpa, it comes out through the inhalation and exhalation of Brahman, the creator Brahman. That is why in each cycle, the Vedas are as it is. That's why we call it eternal. No change in a single letter. And you see, the Vedas were manifested through Brahman. Not only this, that same Brahman has created all the elements, subtle and gross. He has created the whole universe, and he knows each every individual. 8.4 million individuals are there. He knows, each and everybody knows where it has to come, how it has come, how it will live, what fruits are to be given. That's why he is all-knower, Sarvajna. He has created the world, and he knows each and every individual's all history. So, he is Sarvajna. In my previous talks, I told, you see, you can deceive anybody in this world, but you cannot deceive your own self. Why? He is witness of all your actions. So, if you want to put dust into others' eyes, you can put. But you never put dust in your own eyes. No fool does this action. In the same way, You can deceive anybody in this world. You cannot deceive your own self, Atman. It is the witness, it knows. So don't think that I am doing a thing alone in my room, nobody is seeing. The misconception. All-pervading God is within you, He knows. In this way, that the manifestator of Vedas is Brahman. That is decided. Now what is the second version? Now he says, the manifestator of the Vedas are Brahman. And you say the Vedas are existing from the beginning. And Brahman also is existing. So, an existing thing can be known with any valid proof. We are having 6 valid proofs. Pratyaksha, Anumana, Upamana, Upapatti, Shabda, all these things. So, when he is already existing, we can easily know with any proof. That is the second. Then he says, Lakshana Praman. Proof is there and definition is there. So with these things, we will prove Brahman because he is existing. Then he says, we are going to define what Brahman is. So this is the subject matter. What is the subject matter? Brahman can be known with other proofs. So what is the subject matter? It can be known by other proofs. Then what is the doubt? The Brahman is already existing. So can it be known by any proof or not? Proofs in the relative sense, which we are having 6 proofs. Then the opponent says, when it is existing like a part. I know the part, so I know Brahman. See, how easily he says. An existing thing is Brahman. So, what is the proof? Direct perception, as I am seeing the part. So, for a part, direct perception is necessary. In the same way, since we are having 6 proofs, through one or other we will be able to understand Brahman. So, it is very easy, he says. Then he says, in Brahman there is no form, there is no quality, and there is no indication, there is no reason. Because of these things, without the knowledge of Vedas, you cannot understand Brahman. Brahman is the cause for the Vedas. That Vedas are the proof for Brahman. These are the 2 versions. Tanta Upanishadam Purusham Pruchhami. I am asking the Brahman, which is proved in the Upanishads. Sakalya Brahmana, we have come. So, Vedaika Gamya. What Yajnavalkya says, that only through Upanishads, which are the parts of Vedas, through that alone you will be understanding Brahman. So I am asking you, come out. Tell me about Brahman. Sakalya could not tell, that's why head was off. Veda Bhinnamaini. So there is no other proof besides the Vedas. How you know Brahman? Through Vedas. Where from the Vedas has come? Who is the creator of the Vedas? Brahman. So, like this, these 2 things are discussed here. Shastra Yonitvat. That is, the Shastram yoni yasya. That means that becomes Bahuvrihi. And Shastra yoni, that for Shastras there is a cause. Who is the cause? Brahman is the cause. And how do you know Brahman? Through Shastras only. That is why two versions are given here. But in detail, when you go to Bhashya, these two versions you will get, I think combinedly you will get, not separately. It is only the Bharati Tirtha, he has given two versions. So these two things are decided in this. Because only one word is there. Shastra yoni, shastrasya yoni. That is the sixth case ending. Shastram yoni yasya bahuvrihi. So the one word is there. One first is sixth case ending, another is a compound word bahuvrihi. If you tell like this, two meanings will be coming. Oh, the creator of the Vedas or the manifester of Vedas are Brahman, and through Vedas only you can know the Brahman. So these are the two versions. Now let us see. He says, Rugvedadi. Mat Rugvedadehe Shastrasya Aneka Vidya Sthana Upabrahmitasya Pradeepavat Sarvarthavat Sarva Avadhyotinah Sarvajna Kalpasya Yoni Karanam Brahma. Now he takes Brahman to the higher level and Vedas he puts in a lower level. That means, as I told you, if you want to write an essay, you will put something on the paper. But what you have written, you must be knowing more than this. What all you know, you cannot put in the paper. You cannot write down. In the same way, that the Vedas, though they have come out of the Brahman, Brahman is having more knowledge. In Vedas, you see, knowledge is given. You can know Brahman through the Vedas. But what about the knowledge of the Brahman? He knows every individual, he knows his creation, his death, all these things you know. And what are the actions he has done? Vedas says it is Sarvajna. But who is the knower? Brahman is the knower. That's why what is written in the Vedas, more than that he knows. That's why he says, Rigvedadehi Shastrasya Aneka Vidyastanu Upabrahmadasya Pradeepa Sarvarthavadyotina Sarvajna Kalpasya Yoni Karanam Brahma. So, the Brahman is the cause for the Vedas. Nahi idrushasya shastrasya Rigvedadi lakshanasya Sarvajna Gunanvitasya Sarvajnad Anyata Sambhavo Asti. In Vedas, so much of knowledge has been explained. So, one who is having all knowledge, knower of the all things, Sarvajna, he alone can manifest Vedas like this. Nobody else. That's why also he is a Sarvajna. Yadyad Vistarartha Shastram Yasmat Purusha Vishesha Sambhavati Yatha Vyakaranadi. Now the illustration I have cited, that is coming. Yatha Vyakaranadi Paninyader Gyeyeka Desharthamapi Satatopi Adhikatara Vijnaniti Prasiddham Loke. The great grammarian Panini wrote grammar, but his knowledge is more than that what he has written down. That is well-known fact in the relative world. So also, when the Vedas have come out of Brahman, he is having still more knowledge, Sarvagnya. Kimu Bhaktavyam Aneka Shastra Bheda Bhinnasya Deva Tiryag Manushya Varnashramadi Pravibhaga Heto Rugvedakhyasya Sarvajnana Akarasya Apretnenaiva Leela Nyayena Purusha Nisvasavad Yasmad Mahato Bhutayone Sambhavaha. Now he says, what to talk of Brahman? Why? And in Vedas, so many branches are there. This recently, some 30 years back, or a little this side, that side, there has come Vedic mathematics, written by one of the Shankaracharyas. How many aphorisms he wrote? Only 16 aphorisms he wrote. In that 16 aphorisms, the whole universal mathematics is there. So you can understand what Veda is. You have seen that book, Vedic Mathematics? Only 16 sutras are there. In that geometry, trigonometry, whatever metry, there some metries have come there.
I have it here, Swami.
Yes. So, why I am telling? From this you can understand the depth of Vedas. What knowledge it is not having? All Ayurvedika is there, all the 64 kalas, 64 types of learning. The music, this thing, that thing, everything is there in Atharvaveda.
Atharvaveda is full of weaponry systems.
All the weaponaries. Now you are telling missiles. In those days also they were there. Missiles. Agni Astra they used to put, Vayu Astra they used to put. All these things. So, from which the knowledge has come, that he will be having more knowledge. That's why, what to talk of Brahman when he has created Vedas? You cannot measure his knowledge. He says. And why? Gods are there. Gods, Indra, Varuna, Surya, he has created them. And the 8.4 millions of creatures are there. He knows all about them. And human beings are there. He knows all about them. And in human beings, so many branches are there. He knows all about them. Varnashramadi pravibhaga heto rugvedakhyasya sarvajnanakarasya. The Rigveda, Ajurveda, Samaveda and Atharveda itself is a great store, mine of knowledge. Then what to talk of the knowledge of Brahman? Paretnenaiva leela nyayena. Just like magician, he creates everything. Purusha nisvasavat, as if he were inhaling and exhaling. Mahato bhutayone sambhavaha. From there that all these elements have been created. Asya mahato bhutasya nisvasitam etad yad rugvedaha. So in Vedas itself it is told, this knowledge, so much of knowledge, it is only the inhalation, exhalation of Brahman. So from this, the Vedic sentence, we know it has come from the Brahman. That's why, now what you call? The manifestator of the Vedas are Brahma. Tasya mahato bhudasya nirtasem sarvajyatvam sarvashakti mattam. So, we need not tell, he knows everything. And he is capable of doing everything. Why you are telling? Because the opponent has asked. Vedas were real, even before the creation was there. It is only the coming out of the Brahman, that's why he is the all-knower. Showing Brahman as the cause of the universe, thereby presenting the former as omniscient, proceeds to confirm that itself. Brahman is Sarvajna. Since the Brahman is the source of the scriptures, this is the meaning of the sutra, aphorism. Since the Brahman is the source of the scriptures, or since it is known only through scriptures, both the versions he has given. Of the scriptures, consisting of the Rig Veda and other branches, which have developed into many well-knit systems, which, like a lamp, illuminate all objects, and which abound in all knowledge. Brahman is the source. The scriptures, consisting of Rig Veda, etc., which abounds in attributes pertaining to the omniscience, cannot come from a source of other than what is omniscient. When the Vedas are declaring so much of knowledge, it should come out from a man of knowledge. It is well known that Panini and others, to whose credit there stand the works on grammar, etc., in which object of knowledge have been dealt with only partly, were more learned than what their works themselves present. Then what to speak of the fact that the great being from which the mine of knowledge called the Vedas, and consisting of many different branches, on which is based the division of the gods, animal, men, caste, stages of life, has come out in sport. All have come by sport, as it were, effortlessly, as a man sends forth his breath, as evidenced by the Shruti passage, the Rig Veda, etc., are the breath of this great being, has omniscience and unsurpassed strength. Whatever he wants, he can create, do it. Leela, sport. Now,
this question mark here in English is not proper. The ending, there is a question mark in English. That is not
यथोक्त ऋग्वेदादि शास्त्रम योनि कारणम प्रमाणमस्य ब्रह्मणो यथावत् स्वरूपाधिगमे. Now he says, how to know Brahman? What is the cause? The Vedas are the cause to know him. First he told Vedas have manifested from Brahman. Then how to know Brahman? That is. So, the Vedas and the Brahman are not different. Shastra deva pramana jagato janmadi karanam brahma adhigamyate ityabhiprayaha. We know through the scriptures only that from him this whole thing has been created. Shastram udahartam purva sutre yato va imani bhutani. This we have already told. Kimartham tari idam sutram. When you have already declared from the Brahman this whole world is created, again why you are writing another sutra? Then he says, Tatra purva sutra aksharena spastam shastrasya anupadanat janmadi kevalam anumanu upanyastamita ashanketa. Without taking the support of the shastras, somebody may think through inference that Brahman has been declared. That should not be. That is why now we are telling only through shastras you can know Brahman, not through inference. Tam ashanka nivartitum idam sutram pravavrite shastra yonitvat. the scriptures, that is to say the authorities, the Rigveda, etc., are the source of knowing the real nature of Brahman. Where from you will know the Brahman? That's why again and again the Lord Shankara and others, they say, followers of Vedanta, only by proper scriptural studies you will be understanding Brahman. The drift is that it is only through the scriptural authority that Brahman, which is the cause of origin, etc., of the universe, could be ascertained. The relevant scriptural passage has been cited in the preceding sutra in such words: seek to know that from which all these things are born. Yata vaimani bhutani. Then the opponent says, of what avail then is this sutra, when the fact has already been cited in the preceding sutra itself, saying that the scripture is the authority of ascertaining Brahman? Previously also I told, why again you are telling? Then he says, this is being explained. The words in the preceding sutra do no clearly reveal the scriptural passage, and there is scope for thinking that the origin, etc., of the universe have been adduced simply on the basis of inference. So, some may think through inference the creation has been told. So, the sutra under discussion, since Brahman is the source of scriptures, etc., is intended to subvert the above notion, to refute. So, this is enough. Rest in the next year, not next, if God permits. So, better to read it, but at the same time, the quotations that you observe in Brahma Sutras, the references, that particular portion of Upanishads also you should read. Then only you will understand the context and the topic. If you don't understand the context and the topic, you will not understand the discussion. So I will be telling and it will going from above. So it is left to you. But if God permits, I will be doing my duty.